Yo, what's going on, guys? Keith from Black Quarterback Series, and today, so we're not gonna talk about Josh Allen today. He is eliminated. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about the winners. So before we get into the conference championship games, we got a few head coaching things to talk about. So John Harbaugh is the coach of the New York Giants. Okay. I think Harbaugh will. They they need to get to a point to where they're winning, right? I think Harbaugh can come in and establish culture, um, establish a right way of doing things, and ultimately get them to a point to where they can be successful. Now, is Jackson Dart and Scatterable going to come back and be the guys we saw last year at the beginning? I feel like Scatterable will, but we'll see. The jury's out on Dart. We'll see. Um, I think this is a good hire for them. I don't and this is gonna be sound crazy because I don't like this coach either. It feels like a Jeff Fisher to Rams hire. I remember when Jeff Fisher first got here, we were like, "Oh my God, we finally get a guy that can establish culture," and it's not going anywhere. John Harbaugh's gonna be there for a while. He's not leaving. He's not leaving New York no time soon. And it's a good hire. It's a good hire. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. But what I am mad about is the Kevin Stefanski hire. Only in NFL coaching and almost life, honestly, can you be a white man that failed and move up. You fire Raheem Morris only to get a guy that was worse at the job he was at beforehand. And not only was he worse, he didn't play the quarterback that deserved to play because of some cultural differences. Like, but we're going to hire him in a predominantly black city and expect our black fans to get behind him when they were all Shador fans and his father played for this organization and made them relevant at one point. But we're going to hire the guy who just stiffed his son. This is very tone deaf. Like, I was never a big Matt Ryan fan, and this is the reasons why he never was endeared to that city like Michael Vick was. Ask any Falcons fan, they would tell you Michael Vick is the guy in that city. And he did nowhere near as much as Matt Stafford did. But they wasn't sold on Matt Stafford like that. These are not Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan. I'm sorry, Matt Ryan. And honestly, this is some of the reasons why. Very tone deaf, very not reading the room, very not we're gonna do what we want to do either way. And I hope they don't support it. Because I'm not sold on Michael Penix either. But it's kind of obvious that Kirk Cousins is gonna be the starter there. And Michael Penix is gonna have to work for everything. So I can see this marriage ending pretty bad. Failing up is just stuff they do. And as black people, we gotta get into a point to where we can fail up our people. Because you telling me Raheem Morris couldn't get my bad guys, phone died. So you telling me Raheem Morris couldn't fall up or do whatever Kevin Stefanski is about to do? So I don't know if I said it in the last video, but I give it 2-3 seasons. And Michael Penix is now I wasn't too sold on Michael Penix, but it's gonna be infinitely harder now. Let's get into the championship game. So the championship games, and be real quick. So Seattle, and the Rams. So my brother said that if you can hold Seattle and if the Rams get off to a fast start, you got a chance to win this game. And I agree with that. Seattle is kind of like Houston in the sense where you may CJ have a terrible game and they end up losing. I think if you force Sam Darnold to beat you exclusively, that's not going to end well for Seattle, and Seattle could possibly get upset. But you have played this team twice. They do know where the quote-unquote bodies are buried, so to speak. So I do think this is going to be a particularly high-scoring game, though. Sam Darnold also was hurt a little bit. He didn't need to stress out too much because they was blowing the 49ers out. So But this game he's gonna have to try. We don't know how the oblique is gonna respond to a week of practice and stretching and everything. So we'll see. So we'll see. But I do think it's gonna be a close game. I do think Seattle does get away with it, but I do think Seattle wins by a touchdown. I'm gonna go 30-37 Seattle. And so the next game is kind of the air was let out of it with Bo Nix getting hurt. But I think it's going to be close up until the fourth quarter. The Patriots really haven't beat anybody, right? So the Patriots haven't beat anybody for the most part. Um, and even with the Houston game, I think Houston gets a chance to win that game. If Michael Penix wasn't point shaving, like that's the joke. He wasn't actually point shaving. He was just playing terrible for my weirdos. So yeah, if he wasn't laying an absolute egg, I think they had a chance to win that game. So, but I go more into detail about the review I did on Monday. I'll leave that link at the end. But long and short of it, I do think the Patriots win. I think the Patriots win this game by like 10. I think my final score is going to be like 27-15. I don't think it ever gets under 10-point lead, and we're gonna get Seattle and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's really that's really it. So that we're gonna get Seattle and Patriots in the Super Bowl again. I'm not gonna make a Super Bowl pick. We got to see how the landscape looks, but that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. Let me know what your Super Bowl pick is and how do you feel about your coach's hiring. If you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, let me know how you guys feel. A lot of the celebrities from Atlanta came out, not big fans of it. Let me know how you feel about it. And I'll talk to you guys probably Sunday night. Peace.